You know, I wasn't going to speak on this whole Joel Osteen drama that's been going on because, you know, I did hear that he eventually did open up his church to the people. But for you guys that are not aware of what's been going on, Joel Osteen was criticized for not opening up his mega church in Houston during the hurricane crisis that we have right now. And the other day on social media, when I heard about it, I didn't necessarily immediately jump down Joel Osteen's throat because I understand that there's other factors that play a part into it. And we've had people come out here, you know, I've seen a lot of videos out here, people, you know, expressing how they feel about Joel Osteen. T.I. came out. There's a couple other celebrities that, you know, criticize him. But, you know, it really, the backlash came from Twitter. And like I said, when I heard about it, you know, my first impression was, you know, I know that this man has a family, and I don't know about anybody else, but if I know a hurricane is coming, my first priority is making sure my family is safe. It's not putting on a superhero cape and basically trying to cater to the people. I'm going to make sure my family, my children are safe. I'm going to make sure that my assets are in place and are protected. And then I'll go back and I help the people of Houston. So I looked at this from, you know, a whole bunch of different angles. But a lot of people out here criticizing Joel Osteen for not opening up his church, saying that the church was not flooded. But what a lot of people don't realize is that just because the outside is not flooded, that doesn't mean that the church is not flooded in the inside. That doesn't mean that the church wasn't in danger of being flooded. That doesn't mean that if you're going to allow people to be sheltered in your church, you don't need any type of assistance. Now, I guess a lot of people would prefer Joel Osteen to have everybody come to church without authorization, without having, you know, the city inspectors come out and make sure that it was a safe place for people to be at during a hurricane. I guess people just rather him just let everybody in, and then when the hurricane comes through the church or whatever, y'all asses just die. You know, I guess he would have been more right doing that opposed to, you know, sitting back and actually doing things the proper way. Now, you know, I'm not fully, you know, giving Joel Osteen the benefit of the doubt because I do believe as a pastor and someone who, you know, is tax-free, or you have a congregation that is funding not only your lifestyle, but your church in a mega ways. I believe this guy, I think they said, what, the church is worth, what, 17 million, or that might be his net worth or something like that. So when you have that type of revenue coming in, or you have you know, a big congregation that supports you throughout the year, I feel like that you do have a responsibility to come back and help those very same people. But at the same time, I looked at it from different angles. You know, I looked at it like, you know, you can't be so quick to jump the gun and crucify Joel Osteen when we don't know all the outs and ins and outs of the situation. So, you know, that was my whole perspective of it. But then, you know, I started looking at it from an even deeper perspective. And when it comes to my black people, now, come on now, we had a black president for 8 years that didn't do a goddamn thing for us. And a lot of y'all was out here, didn't say anything about it. It was all good. Obama could do no wrong. Okay, he could do no wrong. A few of us came out here and called him out, and we got attacked for calling out President or former President Obama's BS. Okay, but you want to attack this man. And a lot of people have selective outrage. A lot of the same people out here who are saying Joel Osteen should have opened up his church immediately, despite what was going on, despite having the proper resources to shelter people within his church. A lot of you guys didn't do anything. And we have a lot of people, you know, within society who are quick to make judgment behind a phone screen or a laptop screen, but yet they don't do anything to help the situation. And before people start, you know, saying, oh, well, Knowledge, did you donate or do anything for Houston? Yes, I did. I went into my own bank account and donated some money. I didn't donate $20 or $30 or $40, even $50. I donated a nice little piece of change. And I don't say that to brag or boost or whatever, but I feel like that if you're going to criticize certain situations or criticize certain parties within the situation, you have to also hold yourself responsible. You have to also look into the mirror and say, you know, what am I doing to help the situation? You know, a lot of y'all that's criticizing this man didn't donate yourself. Okay? A lot of the people that's criticizing this guy are not religious. So from a historical concept, and I understand to a certain degree, we have a lot of non-religious people who are quick to criticize the pastors the minute they have the ability to. So I think a lot of us need to just, you know, fall back and look at ourselves and see what we're doing. I'm not fully excusing Joel Osteen. You know, I feel like he does have a responsibility, but also I know a lot of people out here who were criticizing Joel Osteen for not stepping up and doing what he's supposed to have done in a certain time manner. You guys are not doing anything. You guys are full of shit. I get that, you know, today's church is kind of congregation. You know, you will have pastors out here who are riding Mercedes Benzes, but a good 85% of the congregation are living in the projects. I understand that we have pastors who manipulate people. I understand that all the quote unquote tithes don't necessarily go to the building fund, but they go into these pastors' pockets. We get that, but at the same time, you have to hold yourself responsible. And I feel like, you know, if you're not somebody who attended this man's church, or you're not even a religious person, you really shouldn't be the first person out here criticizing. Now, if you're somebody who attends this man's church and you're a religious person, you follow the Christianity faith, okay, you have the right to make some type of a criticism towards this man. But not somebody who, you know, can care less about religion. And me, myself, I'm not a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual guy, but I'm looking at this situation from all different angles. And I think a lot of people out here just want somebody, you know, to point the finger to, and they're full of shit. But, you know, Joel Osteen has opened up the church. You know, it is being used as a shelter right now, which is good. 'Cause at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That, you know, the people who are victims of Hurricane Harvey are able to be sheltered, are able to get help. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's not as easy just opening up your doors. You don't want to lead someone into a burning building, metaphorically. So, you know, I mean, me personally, I just feel like a lot of people were jumping the gun. You know, I said the other day on social media when all this took place, I was like, you know, a lot of people are jumping the gun. We need to sit back, observe, see what Joel Osteen is going to do. You have to understand that he was an actual resident of Houston. So he can have his own stuff going on within his family, making sure his family is cool. So my main thing was that let's sit back, let's wait and see what this guy's going to do. Now, after a certain period of time went by and, you know, it was a proven fact that he could have had people in there, or we saw that he did come back to the city of Houston to try to, you know, get some type of city funding or resources to create shelter in Houston, then you criticize him. But you don't criticize and jump off, you know, the balcony simply because he doesn't move at the pace that you want him to move. But, you know, that's all I got to say. You know, I know there's some people out there that's probably going to disagree with me. There's going to be some people who agree with me. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, I just felt like a lot of people not looking in the mirror at themselves. You know, all these celebrities out here that was, you know, criticizing Joel Osteen. I want you to be involved. All you guys that were out here saying, oh, Joel Osteen needs to do this and they need to do that. What are you doing? Or are you sitting on your ass criticizing somebody else? See, it's easy to criticize from a distance. You have a beautiful view. But what are you doing to help the situation? But, you know, that's all I got to say. You know, you guys can give me your feedback if you want. I already know it's going to be some little troll ass, coward ass people out here that's going to vote the video down because you disagree. I don't really give a shit because I don't get paid for these YouTube videos anymore anyway. So it is what it is. But, you know, my main focus for coming out here and doing this commentary is to get people to think about this situation besides just labeling Joel Osteen as being selfish and not doing what he's supposed to do. And I'm not saying you guys don't have a right to label or criticize Joel Osteen, but I think everybody jumped the gun, and I don't think everyone is looking at this from all different angles. I mean, hell, let's be honest, black people. There, when that Hurricane Katrina was going on, we had people within our community that wouldn't even take in our own family members. Oh, I don't want them Negroes tearing up my stuff. I ain't got no space. That's why Aaron Magruder did that episode on Hurricane Katrina in the Boondocks. Because he was showing how a lot of our people talk a good game, but when it's time to actually put in work, we don't do anything. And I'm not criticizing just black folks. I'm criticizing everybody. White folks, brown folks, black folks, gay, straight, whatever. If you are not doing anything to help the situation, sit your ass down and be quiet. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.